the day. And Jane, you're early. Your life's work is dirty by the fools who adore you. Only to find you out, to show you, dressing in the back room now. They'll pay what they owe you. It's all in small change, run on the green grass. I hit that, bro. Fellas, I'm not gonna hold y'all, bro. I'm tired. I'm tired, gang. The reason I didn't upload for like 3 days straight, hoodie dude, I didn't even notice. Okay, hoodie dude, I didn't really care that much, but thank you for thank you. That's a more common, like, nice way to say, or you know what I'm saying. But whatever. Bro, it's because I was tired of scrap and I was sick, Goody. I was sick and I just wanted to sleep in all day, so that's what I did. Wow, hoodie dude, off to a great start from. I don't care, dog. I don't care. But bro, I'm still a little bit tired. I'm still a little bit woozy. Why? Because that NyQuil, hey, I'm off that NyQuil. Wait, what are some stories going on? Fuck it, why not? We asked 5 AIs to give the rock hair, draw finger, and delete an X. Alright, whatever. But, bruh, I'm off that NyQuil. I'm off some NyQuil a little bit. Alright, other people are off Fent, off nitrous like Kanye. Off like lean like Aiden Ross, me, Cuddy. I'm on that NyQuil. I'm on that good cushion alcohol. That was corny. Anyways, Cuddy. Anyways, we got the reptile tier list. Now, fellas, I can already hear y'all in the comments typing away with y'all little rubby, dirty fingers. Cuddy, dude, I don't care about the reptile tier list. Who cares? I do, Cuddy. Listen, dude. Listen, dweeb. I care about reptiles. Reptiles are some of the coolest animals ever, bruh. I think. I mean, we got turtles, crocodiles, snakes. Okay, this is a 40-minute video. I gotta stop yapping. Let's get straight to it, Cuddy. But like, let me knock them down. S tier crocodiles or alligator. Which is the stronger one? Alligators or crocodiles? He'll explain it, Cuddy. I think alligators are better. I think they're better in, like, they're more buffed. You know what I'm saying? I think the buffer alligators are gonna be S tier. Turtles are gonna be D tier, dog. I love turtles, but Cuddy, they're gonna be D tier. They're D tier trash, Cuddy. They're so fried. Snakes, I say a solid B tier. I'm trying to think what else. What else classifies? Hold on. Reptiles. Lizards. F tier, Cuddy. Lizards are so fried. Geckos. Hey, all the gecko I know is the Geico gecko, bruh. That junk is F tier. That junk is super F tier, bruh. But let me stop yapping. Let's get straight to it. Damn. Dick.
Reptiles are one of the largest, most successful factions in the entire game. The massive variety of reptilian builds encompasses every strategy from—
Oh, the Komodo dragon, that's gonna be S tier as well. The Komodo dragon's S tier. That's S tier as well.
defensive tank builds to rush down combo builds, to tether grappler builds, to status effect control builds, and many more. Reptiles may not be the dominant faction anymore, but they still have tons of powerful high-tier builds that can hold their ground against the best of the best.
I don't think this one's high tier, though. Like the iguana with the little tail whip, the little I don't know, racist clan member tail. Yeah, I'm not gonna hold you. That junk is screaming F tier, Cuddy. Bottom of the barrel, bro. I'm not gonna hold you. That junk needs burst, Cuddy. This is pre-buff Ultron, bro.
But which of these strategies are the most viable in the current meta, and which are struggling to keep up?
Hey, Cuddy, we all want the racist iguana down to F tier, Cuddy. I know, honey, dude. Edgy, so cool.
Find out in the ultimate reptile tier list.
Ow, my ears.
But before we get into this massive tier list, what exactly is a reptile?
The fuck? Like slimy lizards.
There are many notable perks, but the three most important ones for a reptile main to learn and master are scale armor, cold-bloodedness, and eggshells.
Calcified eggs? What does that mean? Like the eggs are like green? Ectothermy is the NyQuil, Cuddy. I'm tired.
Scale armor provides excellent defense without significantly restricting the user's mobility. Scales are best at deflecting slashing type damage.
Are they about to fuck?
Perfect for allowing the reptile player to handle scrappy duels with other reptiles or mammals.
Dude, they're getting freaky, bro. Should we be watching this? I'm telling you, Cuddy, I could never be like you could not pay me to watch animals, do the nasty, right? For like money. Like, just imagine you being this guy, right? Maybe an intern, maybe like some middle-aged guy, maybe your wife got like divorced or something, Cuddy, and you're just in the wild watching animals get it on while you're just back there crying and tearing up. Has that ever happened? I really wonder if they like send off some like newly divorced guy, right? Wife left them for like, I don't know, dude, a tennis coach. I guess, dude. I guess. And like they set him on a safari, right? And then he's looking at the camera, like watching these animals just smash.
Where claws are their primary weapon to worry about. However, scales often struggle against piercing damage, so builds with sharp beaks, fangs, or stingers can be tough matchups for reptiles. The cold-blooded perk is a core part
as a reptile. You let that thing near your head
of the reptile build, and has a wide variety of implications. It's a trade-off. Cold-blooded builds have slower stamina regeneration and lower maximum stamina than warm-blooded builds, but also require less food to survive and age more slowly. This means reptile players can be a bit more selective in picking their battles, and don't need to take every fight they encounter head-on.
Okay, that's smart then.
And also means they can survive temporary famines and droughts better than warm-blooded builds.
So they hypothetically outlast the people in Michigan with the Flint water. Is Flint water still relevant in Michigan? I've heard that for years. Is that like an urban legend or is it still a thing?
Reptiles also get bonus energy in sunlight, which can be super helpful in a pinch. Eggshells might seem like a minor ability, but it was a massive upgrade over the amphibians' unshelled jelly eggs, as it means reptile players can move their respawn points essentially anywhere, as opposed to being hard-locked to aquatic biomes. This is huge for avoiding spawn campers and setting future playthroughs up for success. During the Mesozoic expansion, reptiles were far and away the most dominant faction in the game, being top tier on land, in the sea, and in the sky. But even after the devs dropped the banhammer on the most overpowered reptilian builds, reptiles still maintain a thriving player base and remain a competitive threat.
Like, okay, what even is the point in harassing my guy, the reptile here, though? Like, he's just climbing, he over here, like, pecking his eyes out, dude.
So, of all the
poked his back.
Turtles, lizards, snakes, and crocs, which reptiles rank highest?
All right, we got that out the way, Cuddy. Calling it S tier, crocodile or alligator, whichever the bigger one is. The smaller one probably in B tier. Turtles, they're about to be D tier, because I'm calling it. The Komodo dragon, S tier. What's the Komodo dragon? Listen, Cuddy, that's ball knowledge, bro. Listen, nobody knows about the Komodo dragon, Cuddy. That's niche ball knowledge, bro. No, you don't. Shut up. No one knows about the Komodo. It's very low key. I'm too tired for a bit, dude. This NyQuil's like messing me up, Cuddy. This NyQuil no diffing me, gang.
Let's jump into the tier list.
All right.
Blitzcrank.
Oh my god. I wish we could jump into the tier list, but 2x KO decided to jumble in.
Is a champion that we knew from the beginning that we really wanted to have in our game.
We knew
so dope.
Blitz was going to be our first.
Is this League of Legends? Is this Arcane? That's right, Riot Games, of course. No, just because the Valorant fan base annoys me, your game will not be seeing $1 from me. We don't want you anyway. Shut up. All right, F tier, calling it iguanas. The garter snake. That junk is trash.
Starting at the very
just by the name alone, Cuddy, the garter snake. Hey, Cuddy, wasted his VC and wasted their attributes, Cuddy. He don't wasted the cap breakers, bruh. Trash build.
very bottom of this group, we have the garter snake.
Cuddy got scammed.
One of the weakest snake builds in the game. Data miners are actually unsure whether or not this build is venomous, but if it is, it's some of the weakest venom in the game. And with no other offensive abilities, the garter snake essentially only has favorable matchups against things far smaller than it.
Dude, what if it's like venom is like a long-term thing? Like, for example, this guy who just got bit, his like dick like shrinks every year by like 0.5 inches. That could be really funny. Or what if it's like poison? Is there a snake that's poison is just STDs, like a quagmire snake? I'm being so serious. Like, imagine if a snake gets a hold of like, I don't know who's like a celebrity that has like AIDS. I don't want to use Magic Johnson because I've used him like half to death, but like, I don't know. I'm not into these celebrities, Cuddy. I don't know. Kim K probably has some shit. So Kim K, right? Bites Kim K, you know, not on any of the plastic, but like on real artificial skin, right? Boom, gets some blood, and then evolution strikes. Would that happen? Is that possible for a snake to grant somebody an STD via poison?
The dogs and mice. Because they're so vulnerable, garter snake players love to attack aquatic targets like tadpoles and small fish.
That's a lush rash.
But they have no actual abilities that synergize with this playstyle, nor is it a particularly good swimmer, and therefore takes on considerable risk when they venture into the water.
These be my ranked teammates, dog. Just out here XPing.
Garter snakes are also caught in an endless loop of wasting a ton of evolution points, evolving extreme toxin resistance to the poison of a specific newt build.
These guys are stupid, dog.
This isn't very efficient, but I guess the garter snake needs to preserve its few favorable matchups.
I guess. The snake neck turtles. Okay, this just looks like an innuendo. This turtle's probably like a mascot for like Viagra, dude.
Next in F tier,
bro, he look mad goofy, dog. These look like F tier. These look like F tier. Why am I getting so mad? It's the NyQuil. Why am I getting so annoyed? These look like F tier creatures, dog. These like is that racist? I don't know. But you look F tier, bro.
We have the snake-necked turtles.
They look goofy, cause they look mad dorky, bro. Look, I'm about to do just like one long neck turtle defender, dude. They would like die from this shit. It's like someone's niche interest. They know the approximate weight and size of a long neck turtle and like their boiling point, but like they don't know anything else. Like I'm just annoying them. What are you doing? That's not right.
Neck turtles have significantly longer necks than the rest of the turtle faction.
I can see that.
And although this does grant them a reach advantage in a few scenarios, allowing it to attack prey behind cover and whatnot.
Yeah, what about that fat ass dome head? It got your little Jimmy Neutron bot.
This comes at a huge cost. This build's weak point is effectively triple in size.
Yeah, exactly.
Not only does this make it an easier attack target, but it's also too large for the turtle to fully withdraw its neck back into its shell.
He's just stupid, Cuddy. Just long and dumb.
Without the ability to properly guard its weak point,
there's no point.
Snake-neck turtles have lost the best perk of playing the turtle class.
Like I'm telling you, Cuddy. Hey, you pause and wait. Hey, bro, cope. I don't care, bro. My video, not really. It's Sears' video, but my reaction video, bro. Like I'm not gonna hold you. I forgot what I was gonna say. Damn, I lost my train of thought, Cuddy.
Yes, being able to reach further with your bite attack is nice, but skilled players will punish this hard.
Racer snake. No. What is the... Damn, I completely forgot my train of thought for the turtle one. You know, it was a really funny joke too, but y'all ruined it. Yeah, you watching it. You ruined it, child.
Next in F tier, we have the racer snake. This is a snake build that put an above average number of evolution points into mobility, making it one of the fastest snake builds in the game.
Okay, what makes it trash?
That's not really saying a lot given that snakes tend to have pretty poor movement speed. But credit where credit is due, this does give them a much better chance of dashing into cover when under attack.
Okay, what is... Uh-oh, here we go.
Unfortunately, as with a lot of mobility-centric builds, this alone isn't enough to make them competitively viable. In fact, even with their above-average slithering speed, they're usually still too slow to chase down many of their preferred attack targets. They're also worse climbers than most snakes, making them one of the few snakes that can be countered by simply climbing out of reach. In almost all cases, a snake's worst matchup is against birds, and unfortunately for the racer snake, speed usually isn't much use against a surprise aerial attack.
That's true.
Their lack of practical applications for their signature abilities plants them firmly in F tier for me.
So here's a little Suicide Squad y'all got. There are these three. The racer snake, the Carter snake, and the erection turtle, right? Why is feet... Dude, he just looks like a tumor. This looks like an analog horror turtle, dog. Alright, D tier.
Save 30% on holiday groceries from Aldi, only on Uber Eats.
Fuck off. The skink. The skank? Skink, dude, skink sounds like a slur, dog.
In D tier, we have the skink, a smaller lizard build with very little in the way of unique special abilities. Their stats are also quite low, and their game plan generally just consists of chasing down players in the lower weight classes.
Why does it have like one hair right here? Am I tripping?
And
like, look, There's that one little nerve ending. That's its weakness. That's the reason why it's D tier.
Struggles pretty hard when forced to defend itself.
I mean, no duh. Look at it. It's pitiful. It's trash. Ew. It's like a spore creature some kid on like Adderall did.
In particular, this build has a lot of trouble dealing with birds. Despite the fact that it often hunts in grassy fields, it lacks the stealth stats required to avoid detection from above. In fact, many skinks are known for being brightly colored or having one specifically brightly colored body part. Skinks try to avoid being griefed by digging burrows for themselves, and while burrows are a great hiding place, the burrowing playstyle tends to work best when you've got the ability to launch a powerful attack in a single direction, since the bottleneck of a burrow makes it near impossible for a predator to—
Cuddy, you dumbass cat. Why are you going out there when the mom or dad is dealing with the big intruder snake? What are you doing, Cuddy? These be the kids. These horror movies that the writer be making me want to feel bad about, bro. Y'all ever notice that? It'd be like a kid in a horror movie or a kid in a mystery thriller, but the kid is dumb as crap. The kid, like, if you shook the kid, it'll be nothing but, like, little bolts, like, just nothing going between it. These are the brain rot kids, cause these are iPad kids, cause I'm calling it, dog.
approach without getting hit.
No survival instincts, Cuddy. Like a deer.
Skinks can't really mount any sort of attack, so if their burrow gets discovered, it's most likely game over.
It's trapped,
The
yep.
one defensive ability that they do have is one commonly found in the lizard player base:
Oh, detached tails?
Autotomy. Autotomy allows the user to drop their tail in order to get one free escape from a combo or a grab.
You think my dick can do that?
Now, to be fair, being able to break out of your opponent's death combos is an extremely useful trait that can save you from certain defeat.
Bro, that dumb move, Cuddy, it's over there overforming after like it lost a limb. Cuddy, you are not Piccolo, bruh. Cuddy, it got yeet and it's stuck in his head, bruh.
But with that said, Autotomy is extremely costly to use, isn't guaranteed to work, and
Dumbass.
leaves you with reduced max HP for the rest of the game, even if your character has some regenerative abilities. For the
Who's going crazy in the banjo? Y'all hear that jump? Golly, Cuddy. Hey!
larger lizard build,
Cuddy, the D1 rednecks.
losing your tail also removes one of your best defensive options. But for the skink, this isn't as big a problem.
Yes, skank.
With all that being said, skinks are one of the more lackluster lizard builds, so let's keep going and get to the more interesting ones.
The basilisk.
Also in D tier, we have the basilisk lizard,
Alright.
which is most
Now, this looks F tier. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you, Mr. Zoo. This looks F tier, Cuddy. You gotta present this bill with some premier facts, Cuddy.
notable for its use of the sprint ability,
Ah, shit, dude. It might be F tier. It might be F tier, guys.
not just to move fast on land, but also to cross bodies of water.
Oh, like Jesus.
At first, this ability seems quite impressive, and it certainly is a flashy move, but upon further examination, I don't think it's really all that useful in the long run.
Hey, look like you're just drawing attention to yourself, dude. Oh, dude, you fat as shit. Bro, I'm eating grapes, Cuddy. Relax. I'm eating grapes. Uvas, buddy.
Being on the surface of the water is quite possibly the most vulnerable position in the game,
Well, would a crocodile or alligator waste its time with something so small?
leaving you open to attacks from above and below.
Oh, I guess it would.
But ultimately, I think it's more important to just point out that the whole reason the Reptile faction split off from the amphibian player base in the first place was to remove their reliance on water. So choosing an ability with a pretty situational use that also requires that the user be on the water's edge to use it is kind of a step backwards in the grand scheme of things. The Basilisk doesn't even have bad stats. It couldn't use the water dash move without above average mobility. But still, I think its choice of moveset is pretty self-limiting,
This is very horrifying to look at. I'm not gonna hold you, dog.
and they'd be better off speccing into other signature moves.
The Vine Snake, Cuddy, he is infinitely mogging, bro. You doing the Drake face, Cuddy. Y'all know the Drake face, bro? Hold on, bro. Let me. AT&T just emailed me saying my bill is ready. My day is getting phenomenal. My day is getting infinitely worse. Where's the Drake face, bro? Where's the Drake? There it is, Cuddy. The Drake face. Yeah. Like, bro, he doing that pouty face, bro.
Next on the tier list, we have the Vine Snake.
Right.
Now, there are many highly effective arboreal snake builds, and all things considered, the Vine Snake isn't terrible. It's got great stealth and is an excellent climber. But I mean, just look at this thing.
Yeah. Damn, Zoo.
With the lowest HP and defensive stats of any snake, this build folds to absolutely any attack. Vine snakes entrust their survival to their above-average stealth
Camouflage?
stat,
Yeah.
but if that fails and the Vine Snake is discovered, they resort to intimidation.
Wow.
Their intimidation tactic consists of sticking out their brightly colored tongue as a warning. Much like with the blue-tongued skink, I don't consider this to be a particularly effective defensive display.
Not really.
Especially when this warning is backed by some of the weakest venom in the snake faction. Definitely not F tier due to its decent camouflage, but with
Decent? I wouldn't even consider it decent, Zoo. This thing is F tier, bruh. This thing is F tier, Zoo. This thing is F tier, cutty. Bottom of the barrel trash.
nothing else going for it, it's stuck in D tier.
Yeah, it sucks. The tiger keelback. Okay, that definitely sounds like a slurf.
Next in D tier, we have the tiger keelback. This snake build breaks the mold when it comes to toxic strategies in snakes, as rather than dumping all of its evolution points into venom, the keelback also allocates some of its resources into becoming poisonous, meaning that they can inflict the toxic status effect both when dealing damage and when taking damage. This extra defensive ability definitely raises the keelback's ranking compared to most colobrid snakes.
Right.
However, overall, it's still not that great. Both their venom and their poison aren't all that potent, and it's possible that going all in on one of these strategies might have been the better play in the long run.
I kind of disagree, Mr. Zoo. I'd rather have both. Why am I arguing with Tier Zoo? He will run circles around me with this animal biology. He will cook this shit.
Still, the keelback strategy does mitigate one of the colobrid faction's main weaknesses, though, which is that they have a hard time using their venom defensively. Many colobrids, including the vine snake and keelback, are venomous. This is useful because, I mean, how else would a snake barely thicker than a piece of spaghetti deal any damage, right? The problem is, colobrids lack the efficient venom.
Oh, so they can't like transmit the venom, right? As effectively as a viper, with like those fangs, with those molars.
Delivery abilities found in the more dangerous snake builds. Their fangs are located at the back of their mouths.
Cuddy, deep-throating ass snakes, bro. Freaky deaky ass snakes, Cuddy. Ugh.
And these fangs don't actually inject venom.
What's the point of them?
The venom is just kind of part of their saliva, so to deal any damage with it, they need to really chew on their target for a good chunk of time.
F-tier designs, Cuddy. Oh my lordy. Y'all just making up bills, bruh. Wasting y'all's VC money.
As you might expect, this makes individual strikes from most venomous colobrids quite
trash.
Harmless,
yeah,
as they don't contain much venom per hit, and they also can't really use their fangs unless they get a really solid bite in. So the keelback's poison does sort of cover for this weakness.
Move that. No, Mr. Zoo, I respect your intelligence. I respect guys like Tier Zoo and Casual Geographic. They're intelligent. They're smart as crap. I respect that. But Cuddy, I am telling you, bruh, this chunk is F tier.
Is great, and for that, it gets to the top of D tier.
Oh, wow.
However, a defensive poison is by no means the only way to mitigate the drawbacks of having rear fangs, as we'll see as we move out of the low tier and into mid tier.
Alright. The shafts. Bro, okay. Y'all just making up names, Cuddy.
Next in D tier, we have the soft shell turtle.
Bro, that jug looks F tier too. Okay, let me chill out. Maybe usually can turn twice as fast underwater. Okay, maybe it's not F tier. Maybe it's D tier.
An unconventional turtle build which sacrifices a bit of defense for greatly increased agility and stealth in the water.
Okay, hold on. I might be wrong. This might be like a Rodman, Ben Wallace type of wabi-sabi ass turtle.
The lack of hardened scutes on their shell gives them a lot more flexibility, so it doesn't limit the turtle's mobility nearly as much as the more heavily armored turtle shells do. Their flat shape allows them to make extra tight turns in the water, allowing them to evade attacks and chase prey more effectively. Their reduced bulk also makes it easier for them to hide under the mud, helping them to both ambush their prey and evade detection by predators.
This fat ass, this piece is not evading nothing, Cuddy.
And while they definitely don't have the strongest bite attack on this list, a soft-shelled turtle can still deal a solid amount of damage with their bite. Still, it is a bit of an awkward half measure to spec into heavy armor and then opt not to augment it with tough material. So even though they're faster than other turtles, I'm not going to pretend that they're high tier.
Okay, that's fine. The flying lizard. Oh my lord. Dude, if I saw this outside my window, I am crying.
Last in D tier, we have the flying lizard. Similar to the basilisk, my issue with this build is that its core ability is just incredibly situational and requires a ton of setup in order to actually derive much benefit from it. Despite its name, the flying lizard sadly does not actually have the flying ability.
He just glides.
Flying reptiles were all banned in the KT balance patch, so the best the so-called flying lizard can do is glide from high positions. This can make for a super handy escape in the right scenario, but once you've used it, you've got to climb all the way back up the tree in order to have access to it again. meaning if you dive off of a tree and end up in another combat scenario,
You're
you've got
cooked.
no more options. And with stats as bad as these, it's probably GG.
What?
Remember, Kyle, if it can be boxed and bowed, you will find it.
Leave me alone, dude. C tier. Pond
First in
turtles.
C tier, we have the pond turtles, builds like the red-eared slider and painted turtle. There's nothing too unexpected about these builds. They have all the standard turtle perks like
Hey, didn't I say earlier in the video that like the turtle is C tier? Hoodie, you pre-watched it. No, duh, you got shut up, nerd.
hard armor and a head and appendages that can fully withdraw into the safety of their shell.
Look, he looks like he's uncircumcised.
Due to their high defense, above average bite damage, and solid mobility while underwater, they have great matchups against most other aquatic builds, like frogs, fish, and insects.
And the soft-shell turtle.
Though herons and raccoons can still give them a hard time. Their armor is not strong enough to withstand attacks from crocodilians.
Well, if you're the turtle, what would you even do in this situation, dog? Like, deadass, Scotty. How does a turtle get into this? They're pond turtles, right? So they reside in ponds. How did you encounter a crocodile or alligator? You know, no, I could see him running. This looks like a croc, though, not no alligator. Alligators are small, right? They're like little dogs. This looks like a beast, Scotty. A beast. Like, genuinely, oh my lord, this looks like absolute killer croc. Like, how did you a pond turtle get into this situation, Cuddy?
But just about
Kind of deserve it, I'm not gonna lie.
nothing is, so I'm not going to dock them many points there.
That's valid.
Still, with no unique abilities, most experienced players will be able to learn this matchup pretty quickly and start exploiting the turtle's weak points.
The Gila monster.
Next in C tier, we have the Gila monster.
Oh, Gila monster.
The Gila monster is one of the tankier lizard builds, and possesses one of the highest damage outputs in the game for its size. It owes
Bro, its hoe's mad ugly.
this high damage not to its actual power stat, but to its venomous bite, a rare ability among lizards. This makes them extremely dangerous in close combat, and combined with their excellent defensive stats and digging ability, this allows them to easily vanquish all the players in any nest it discovers. The Gila monster is extremely slow moving though, which can cause issues if it's ever forced to flee or if it needs to chase down a target. The lack of a long whip-like tail also means its defensive combat options aren't nearly as diverse as other larger lizards.
Just slap them?
Still, with one of the most devastating bites in the game, it's certainly no low tier.
The gecko is C tier?
In C tier, we have two lizard builds who invested heavily into the climbing ability.
Nah, Zoo, you gotta really explain. How is, okay, I know you will, but how is the gecko C tier? This song looks like at most D tier.
The gecko build operates in a similar manner to the tree frog, with cling pads enabling it to climb any surface with ease. As far as mobility perks though, this is probably one of the best in the game. It works great as an escape option, but is also fantastic for utility and even for offense, allowing the user to approach targets that are normally harder to reach.
Okay, I was proven wrong.
Being
Buddy, dude, it was 2 minutes. Shut up, bruh.
able to hang on tight is also super important for arboreal combat, as fall damage is a major threat. With such a strong clinging ability, geckos can often be the ones tossing other players into the void below. Geckos do have a fair number of weaknesses though. They opt to use their tails to store energy, which can be a useful ability, but unfortunately in doing so, they take away the option to use their tails to attack. Geckos also do not have scales, instead opting for skin that gives disease resistance bonuses. So their armor class is lower than that of most lizards, and actually more akin to amphibians. Because of this, they're quite vulnerable to piercing damage,
Or vulnerable to anything.
such as bird talons and snake fangs. And with relatively low damage output, their only real hope against such attacks is stealth, which some do definitely excel at.
That cooked, Cuddy. Hey, you cooked.
All in all, solid mid-tier.
Okay, I was... Anole? Nole?
The Anole is a small,
Anole?
agile lizard build with a surprising number of special abilities,
Okay, like nuke something?
most notable of which are their adhesive toe pads and their color-changing skin. Most builds that run the
So camouflage.
cling pad ability tend to be more bulky and cumbersome. Anoles emphatically break this mold, being both excellent climbers and having a climbing speed that rivals that of the squirrel. Because of this, they're great at escaping attacks by jumping between trees and scrambling up branches. But where things really get interesting is with the color change perk.
Okay, why is this guy... Is this guy have arthritis? Why is the cameraman shaking, dude? Why is he shaking? You know what? I need a hoodie dude Pokemon Fusion break. I've made a monster.
Now, the ability to change colors is one of the most downright broken stealth perks in the game, and one of the main reasons I consider cephalopods top tier. Anoles have probably the most
Art, what are we watching? Why? I know someone's got to do it, but like, dog, why? Why are you recording them doing back shots? Cause they after doing the nasty, could you? Can you not give us a privacy?
basic version of the color change perk, allowing them to shift
Hey, this is someone's sneaky link, Cuddy. To someone's life.
between green and brown at will. While nowhere near as versatile as some other color changing builds, green and brown are pretty much all you'd need the vast majority of the time.
Cuddy, whose bitch ass left these peanuts and like little nuts on like the little road, Cuddy? Y'all got no. I forgot what I was gonna say. I forgot the word. Thought? No. Inclusion? No. Sensitivity? No. What is the word? Yeah, I have no care.
This change is very gradual though, so it's unlikely to allow you to escape mid-combat.
Gotcha.
Which is unfortunate because, similar to the Gecko, the Anole suffers from a lack of combat options when caught out in the open.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, this is a dumbass Noli's fault, Cuddy. Like, why are you charging like a little cardinal, Cuddy? That what you call the red cardinal? Like, bro, what was the point? You were trying to aura farm, Cuddy? Cuddy, pray max him, boy. Like, you was trying to aura farm in front of the gecko hose, Cuddy. The lowly hose. Was that racist? I don't know.
Anole suffers from
A nolly hose? The Knolls? Whatever. The boom slang! I remember this in the previous video, bro. The snake tier list kid. I said I was gonna name my dick this, bro.
At the bottom of combat options when caught out in Slang, the most venomous snake build from the Colibrid faction.
Oh, wait.
At the bottom of C tier, we have the Blumslang,
okay.
the most venomous snake build from the Colibrid faction. This snake kind of just does everything the Vine Snake does, but better. It's an excellent climber and has great camouflage, but also packs a devastating bite with extremely overpowered venom for its tier in terms of potency. And while it does have rear fangs, they're significantly larger than most colibrids. But its best adaptation is that the Blumslang can open its mouth far wider than most snakes, allowing it to deliver a venom-infused bite in spite of the unfavorable location of its fangs. This allows the Blumslang to go toe-to-toe with high-tier builds like the Chameleon, as well as let it use its potent venom as a defensive threat rather than solely just a hunting tool.
Holy tech.
Now, obviously, this is still far from ideal. Its venom is quite slow acting, making
Why are you mad at me?
it not that useful when under attack. In my opinion, the Blumslang is the perfect example of a snake that really just needs one or two more buffs to be a high-tier build. But in its current state, it just doesn't quite get there.
Just give him wings. What is this ugly monstrosity? The Gario? Oh, dude, you can't say that. That's a creature. That is an actual living, breathing creature. Shut up.
Next in C tier, we have the first crocodilian on our list, the
But he got a tumor on its nose, bro. He got a stash.
Gharial. Gharial's spec'd into a
That name sound dorky.
narrower snout than other crocodilians,
Bro, he look dumb as crap, Cuddy. He look like got the intelligence of like, I don't know, bro, like a 4chan user or something. This looked like a Twitter user, dog.
which grants them one major benefit. It's more hydrodynamic, granting Gharial players higher mobility and attack frame data in the water. This gives Gharials a downright oppressive matchup versus fish players,
I would hope so. Look at its size. I feel like even without it, it would just win.
as their attack range and speed makes their strikes extremely difficult to avoid. However, this improved speed and accuracy
Bro, who is falling for this, Cuddy? I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people are like, oh, I remember now. A lot of people are like, dude, what about the extinct animals? And I feel for you. Animals that die from like hunting, poachers, of course. But some animals deserve to get extinct. Like, how are you an animal falling for this, Cuddy? And you telling me I don't deserve to be extinct? Bro, you falling for this? Hey, bro, pack it up, Cuddy. Hey, Cuddy. Hey, you need a new build, bro. I don't know what you need. You need to delete your my player, dog. This junk is trash. Like, if you fall for this, you deserve to be. You deserve to go extinct. I'm not gonna hold you.
came at a steep cost, as Gharials have a much lower power stat than other crocodilians,
I would assume so. Their mouth look hella frail. Could it look like I could bend it and break it?
even significantly smaller ones like the caiman. As a result, Gharials need to rely on the safety of the water to avoid attacks from more powerful predators like the tiger and python, as they cannot put up much of a fight in direct combat,
Oh, duh.
despite their large size and fearsome appearance.
They're just pub stomping. They're afraid of comp.
Not a bad strategy by any means, but also not a matchup that most players need to worry about.
Wellness is sacrifice and Himalayan cactus juice.
Taste this!
I feel edgified. King
At the top of C tier, we have our last member of the Colibrid faction, the King Snake. The King Snake is a large snake build with no venom-based ability.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought the mouse was about to cook up for it, but you saw that 360 that mouse hit with, Cuddy? Hold on. Some Klay Thompson off-ball movement. Look, I thought low-key was about to pull some Master Splinter type of stuff.
With no
but he got cooked.
Venom-based ability.
But he got clamped, bro. It was prime Richard Sherman.
Instead, this is the first Constrictor build on our list.
Oh, he's fucked.
Constriction is a type of grappling attack that, when properly executed, results in a guaranteed KO, even on extremely large targets. Its main drawback is that this attack strategy is highly vulnerable to disruption. A Constrictor player has to be able to survive all counterattacks from its target while attempting to restrain it. So,
what if his target just explodes? You think a boa constrictor tried to constrict like an IED bomb and just blew up?
But with that said, you'd think it'd be very difficult to use this technique against a venomous snake, right? Snakes are so flexible that it's very difficult to grapple them without giving them an easy opportunity to bite back. That's where the King Snake's second ability, Venom Resistance, comes in. The ability to ignore all damage from a snake's venom makes the King Snake's matchup against other snakes horribly one-sided. Just for good measure, King Snakes have high enough accuracy on their attacks that they tend to go for the head, which negates a snake's counterattack potential even further. This is about where the King Snake's supremacy ends though, as the rest of its matchups are pretty standard for a snake, and with no venom of its own, it doesn't pose much of a threat to players it can't reliably immobilize in its coils.
Gotta get trolled.
Luckily, there's a pretty simple change a Constrictor build can make in order to increase the effectiveness of its constriction.
By a gun.
Size.
Oh. Beats.
Boas and pythons are the poster children for this type of strategy, being the only snake builds that can be properly classified as tanks.
If you're the kid snake, how do you feel you're just on the side of, like, you're just on the edge of B tier, but you're just small, Cuddy. You're just a small snake, but you couldn't make it due to something you're born with. Bro, all these look maxers should make, like, the king snake their, like, logo, dude. Like, the Clavicle fans, the Clavicular, the guy who, like, sucks. Looks maxing! Oh, God, do you feel like unironically do looks maxing? You're a real loser.
While technically these are two different factions, they are functionally extremely similar and both contain specific examples of highly effective tanky snakes. Although boas and pythons have no venom, their large teeth and incredibly high physical stats make them more than a match for just about any player that challenges them directly. With their thick scales and huge size, it's very difficult to defeat one of these in a 1v1 quickly. Their ability to tank a lot of hits during a fight means that even extremely powerful builds like the Tiger are in for quite an uphill battle if they choose to stand and fight. Well-statted builds with high defense and DPS, like the Crocodilian factions, are easily overcome with brute strength once a boa or python uses their piercing fangs and powerful coils to trap them in an infinite grab combo.
I like how there's music being like inspirational in the background with this alligator just being eaten alive.
Drawbacks to the constriction.
For all we know, the alligator was the protagonist of the story, and who was a profound young man.
Strategy are vulnerability to third-party attacks and the immense cost of failed kills.
Yoink!
While many constrictors have the size required to challenge other large builds, going after too powerful a target can expend a disproportionate amount of HP compared to other snakes. As large builds are often more conspicuous, the most successful Constrictor players will make good use of the camouflage ability.
But Anaconda don't.
Out of the Boa faction, the most powerful build is without a doubt the Anaconda.
Right.
These are among the heaviest of any snake and by far the tankiest.
Badass. Fellas, I just took the meanest nap I've ever taken, dog. It is now 3:43. I don't know what time it was when I paused it. Dog, I took a mean nap. Let's get straight to it.
With an HP stat that renders most physical attacks almost negligible. While Anacondas are significantly less viable on land due to their greatly reduced speed on terrestrial maps, their mobility, stealth, and camouflage bonuses in the aquatic meta make them nearly unbeatable in that biome. Anacondas are capable of serious speed when their buoyancy abilities can counteract the limitations of their enormous size.
What does buoyancy mean? I think I looked it up last time, but I kind of
making nearly any unsuspecting player who enters the water an easy target. Their eyes and noses are oriented towards the top of their faces, allowing them to expend minimal energy while camouflaged in aquatic vegetation, waiting for the perfect opportunity to carry out an ambush attack. Despite their formidable base stats and proficiency in highly specialized forms of gameplay, the fact that Anacondas are only truly viable in aquatic environments limits their utility and places them squarely in B tier. The most competitive build in the Python faction is the Burmese Python, while many snake builds are competitively viable only on certain—
What's happened? Thanks for the follow, loser. No, I'm playing. I love you.
Maps that suit their specialized abilities, Burmese pythons fit into more of a jack-of-all-trades playstyle and have sufficient mobility in aquatic, terrestrial, and arboreal biomes, in spite of their large size. Burmese pythons are therefore excellent generalist builds, and as seen with many other generalists, they have been causing serious disruption in servers that they weren't meant to be spawning in. Burmese pythons have totally destabilized the meta of the Florida Everglades, due mostly to the python's extremely one-sided matchup against non-social mammal builds.
Dude, I'm sorry for not talking. I literally just woke up, so I'm checking off the drowsiness. Hold on, this will wake me up. I call him Tumor Man.
And a lack of the type of builds that normally keep the Python player base in check. Now, thankfully, the current top tier of the Everglades is quite capable of defeating or repelling a Python in single combat.
Right.
But because the alligator's dominance is restricted to the aquatic zones, Pythons essentially have complete control of the arboreal zone, which has led to a drastic reduction in players running mammal builds like the rabbit, raccoon, fox, and bobcat. While Burmese pythons come in at the top of B tier due to their versatility, their low speed stat and lack of venom makes higher tier snakes much more viable choices for most gameplay styles.
Okay. How is the iguana A tier?
In B tier, we've got
B tier.
a tried and true iguana.
I thought it's the top of B tier.
Arguably the best representative of the lizard build as a whole,
Right.
as it has essentially all the main weaknesses and strengths of its class. I have an entire video on the iguana, so go check that out if you want an in-depth review. But in short, the iguana sports mid-range stats across the board, and is the first lizard on the tier list to make use of its tail for something other than a sacrificial scapegoat.
Yeah, use as like a little whip. The racist reptile, Cuddy.
The iguana's tail whip attack allows it to control a solid defensive zone around itself in all directions, enabling it to defend itself from group attacks. Tail whip's damage is on the low side though, so a persistent attacker could potentially just eat the damage in order to break through and land its own attacks.
He asking for me for like he didn't make that trash build, Cuddy. Like he didn't choose them garbage 6, bruh. Dog, I'm about to go back to sleep, Cuddy. Is this AI? Dude, fuck out of my face, dog.
The iguana also has access to the autotomy ability, but this is especially costly in the iguana's case, as it'd be giving up its best combat move in the process. Overall, a solid mid-tier with lots of potential, especially in the marine servers.
Iguanas can swim in the water? The tortoise.
Next on our tier
Dang, could you watch that ugly ass sound effect, bruh? Y'all heard that?
next
Ugh. Cause if I'm the tortoise, I'm
on our
mad.
tier list, we have a turtle that abandons the aquatic playstyle for a terrestrial one, the tortoise. Tortoises take the characteristic high and low traits of the turtle to the absolute extreme. Defense is through the roof to the point where brute force is almost completely useless. It can even block attacks from all types of cats, which, as we know, are some of the most overpowered builds in the game.
Do they ever get dizzy? Like, save this guy right here in the right. Hold on, give me a second. Like right here was just spun around for like, I don't know, an hour. Would he like vomit?
Which, as we know, are some of the most overpowered builds in the game. It's for this reason that these players dominate the high scores for total game time on a single character. Now, of course, this level of defense comes at a cost. In this case, it's a severe reduction in speed,
Plus it looks ugly.
but even more so a reduction in intelligence. Because of this, most can't really do well as hunters and have to go for the herbivore playstyle. But don't be fooled, they've got the same powerful bite attack that other turtles do, and can do a surprising amount of damage to players who underestimate them.
Okay. The chameleon? I forgot the chameleon was an actual reptile. What did you do? You dumb as shit. Whatever.
The chameleon build sports several of the most unique abilities in the game. So most lizards, especially the insectivorous ones, have a pretty simple game plan for taking down enemies. Chase them down and grab them. This strategy has a lot of limitations though. First of all, it means you've got pretty much no options to attack a player who is too large to grab. It also forces you to optimize heavily towards mobility, forcing you to neglect other potential strategies in order to have a chance at catching up to your target.
Right.
The chameleon subverts this limitation by speccing into one of the strangest abilities in the game, a tether tongue attack. This essentially functions as a ranged grab, and is extremely effective at scoring the chameleon kills. This also allows the chameleon the freedom to prioritize other stats over mobility, and in the chameleon's case, they're clearly optimized for stealth, as evidenced by their other special ability, color change.
You think he can make himself look like a taco?
Now, while chameleons can change color in order to buff their camouflage, most use it for communication and intimidation,
Cuddy, I gotta stop paying attention, Cuddy.
shifting to brighter colors to display dominance. While they don't have the same cling pads that geckos and anoles do, their prehensile tail gives them extra security to ensure that they don't get easily ripped out of trees.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I forgot the chameleon wasn't like an actual reptile, but like, okay, this is an animal well deserving of like its ranking.
And allows them to attack from riskier positions. With all this said though, they still struggle when caught out in the open because
How do you get in this position, dog?
of their low mobility.
Dumbass.
And they also share the same offensive weakness of not being able to take down players that they can't gulp down in a single bite.
Why even try it? You know what? I like the tenacity, Mr. Chameleon. A tier. Yeah, this we got the grand old giants, A tier and S tier. I'm excited, Cuddy.
While some snake builds in lower tiers can use the Venom skill, placement in A tier or higher rides almost exclusively on choosing to dump a majority of evolution points into maximizing Venom efficiency and delivery methods.
Okay, I'm excited, Cuddy. Finally got rid of all the fodder, all right? The little gimmick ones, the little vine snake, the little this one, the long neck erotic turtle. We got rid of the skank. We got rid of a lot of the fodder. The flying gecko. I'm excited.
Members of the Viper class dominate the A tier. Among the most feared builds in the game, Vipers have a variety of special offensive and sensory skills
You look mean.
that help compensate for their generally low defense stats. Their long, hollow fangs are placed at the front of their mouths and can pierce most armor to deliver lethal doses of venom. But one drawback to the flesh-destroying hemotoxins used by most builds in this group is that they can take a while to immobilize players. Most Viper builds also spec into the infrared heat sensing ability, making them extremely powerful nocturnal ambush attackers
That is so horrifying from the mouse's perspective.
and compensating for their lack of speed. Some members of the Viper faction tack on tail adaptations too, for access to the intimidation and luring abilities, but these perks are minor compared to their raw offensive potential. Coming in at the bottom of A tier are Gaboon Vipers, combining the highest defense stat of any venomous build with near unbeatable stealth and an incredibly high strike speed. Despite their bulky appearance, Gaboon Vipers are almost invisible to spot during gameplay, and are notorious for destroying unsuspecting players due to the sheer volume of venom delivered during an attack.
Just grab its ass. It's like a cat calling snake. Who's calling me, dog? Who is calling me, bro? Hello? 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 Hello?
Hi, this is Zoe with the Home Improvement Group.
Leave me alone, dude.
Despite their relatively underpowered toxicity compared to other Vipers. With the longest fangs of any Viper, they can deal significant physical piercing damage in addition to any toxic effects caused by the venom. They conserve energy by remaining motionless when not in combat, and are rather difficult to provoke into unnecessary confrontation. While Gaboon Vipers are an excellent choice for ambush-based play in jungle maps, their lack of versatility
Why is the snake so like chunky looking? This snake looks like it's fit, Cuddy. This snake just looks fat.
and low aggression means they can be easily outmaneuvered by other builds.
The snapping turtle.
Speaking of bites, if dealing massive damage with a bite,
Y'all remember the turtle man, bruh? Hold on. Turtle. Oh, this guy called the Wild Man? Dude, I remember this used to be like the Turtle Man's #1 op, bro. Whatever happened to him? Oh. It's fine, you know, who cares about baby raccoons and deers? It's okay. But Cuddy, these were his #1 ops, bro. Y'all remember the turtle, man?
Appeals to you as a player, then the snapping turtle build is for you. These guys break into A tier by opting for a high power level. They aren't as abysmally slow as tortoises are, but they're
Talking about like his conquest, Cuddy. High power level, Cuddy. Napa.
not speed demons by any means. So, in order to take down their targets, they opt for the bait and punish strategy.
Cuddy, poo water.
They've got solid stealth, but what really helps them here is their lure ability. This rare and powerful ability allows the user to disguise themselves as loot, which I think we can all agree can be pretty irresistible at times.
Wait, how? Do they use like their tongue as like look like a coral or something?
Because they function as ambush predators with great defense, but have low to medium mobility, they actually occupy a similar niche in water as vipers do on land. And so I think it's only fair they earn the same rating of low A tier.
That makes sense.
New Airbreath toothpaste fights bad breath for 12 hours.
Now that's fresh.
I ain't gonna lie, Cuddy. Y'all need this junk. How can you tell? I can smell y'all through the screen, Cuddy. I can already tell.
Epic freshness guaranteed.
Or you. Probably not even a dentist. What should be like a homeless man.
AT&T's been carrying America's calls since 1876.
Who the fuck are you?
You've been around that.
Cottonmouth.
Cottonmouths rank slightly higher in A tier due to their rare ability to use the skill set of the Viper class effectively in the aquatic realm. As the only Viper build in the
water vipers
game with aquatic
the snake shown here is actually a non-venomous water snake.
Adaptations, their potent venom and fishhook-shaped fangs make them incredibly effective at farming out fish and frog players for easy XP. This build specs into the caudal luring ability at lower levels, allowing them to quickly become competitive, and shed this ability at higher levels in favor of better camouflage. Cottonmouths are also relatively tanky and escape many combat situations by using intimidation tactics. Their dominance in aquatic maps makes them able to occasionally overcome more competitive generalist builds, but this is limited by biome and therefore not useful during the majority of gameplay. The Tegu is a lizard build that has long been overlooked.
I'm not gonna lie, this lizard looks stupid.
But has recently become a serious contender on the tier list.
Really?
Its recent invasion into the North American server has destabilized the local meta, and when you look at their stats, it's easy to see why. Tegus are similar in both strategy and stats to the iguana, but slightly slower and more defense-oriented. Their thicker hide and stockier build allows them to shake off attacks that would send other characters reeling. They've also got a higher intelligence stat than most lizards, which in addition to making them surprisingly decent support builds, also makes them great at outsmarting builds like alligators in order to attack their nests. Tegus are also omnivores, meaning they aren't forced to participate in PvP in order to level up.
Okay, well, why do you casually have a Tegu in your home, Gutty? This don't even look like an animal detention center or an animal like shelter. This just looks like a regular crib, Gutty. Like, did you pick up the Tegu and take it home with you?
They did spec into the autotomy.
I'm not gonna hold you. I thought that was a blunt for a second. I was about to say he's smoking with a Tegu, Gutty.
Ability though, which I unfortunately think keeps them out of top tier.
A rattlesnake.
Rounding out A tier is the rattlesnake. Best suited
if you're a mice, how are you in this position?
For desert and forest biomes, these snakes
that hurt my back. Oh my, ow, Cuddy, that should have hurt my back.
Combine a variety of overpowered special abilities with well-allocated base stats.
He escaped?
These snakes combine a variety of—
No way he escaped from that. I ain't gonna lie, rattlesnake. You deserve to get docked at tier just because of that, bro.
Overpowered special abilities with well-allocated base stats. Rattlesnakes are highly capable builds for ambush-based stealth play.
Ambush? I don't even call this ambush, cause he should be chilling and then walking up toward him for no reason. Cause this comp is stupid, bruh. This how my teammates be getting their kills up in Call of Duty and Siege. Cause I gotta get my own faster way. I gotta be in the trenches.
Due to their ability to create thermal maps of other players in low visibility situations, which makes them one of the most effective counters for mammal players with the night vision ability.
Is that chipmunk?
Instead of risking health by grappling with other players, rattlesnakes deliver a lethal amount of venom in one quick strike, and then use their prey tracking ability to find them after they've succumbed to toxic status effects.
Alright, so you don't move whenever you see the giant, killer machine snake, but whenever I walk 2 steps forward, the rabbit wants to go haywire, cause the rabbit, bro.
One major advantage for rattlesnake players is the highly effective rattle intimidation technique, which allows them to scare off more powerful challengers without wasting venom or risking serious damage. While rattlesnakes sit at the top of A tier due to their relatively well-rounded stats among members of the Viper class, all Viper builds are still classified as glass cannons and tend to lose out against opponents with quicker acting venom, superior speed, or high enough HP to tank their attacks.
Sea turtle? Really? Holy, the sea turtle.
And now for the real standout, the turtle who's brave enough to take a build normally only viable in ponds and rivers, and bring it to a much more competitive server, sea turtles.
The fat ones.
Sea turtles are proof that even in a server full of power and intelligence tiers, tanks can still be a completely viable option. By speccing into the omnivore playstyle, as opposed to obligate herbivore or carnivore, they never really need to pick fights they can't win. They can always just eat plants while waiting for the next easy opportunity to score a high XP kill. This kind of build is a pretty cookie-cutter survivalist / scavenger build,
Shell defense activates a bolster defense, warding off all piercing
which would already be solid on its own. However, where sea turtles really shine is their additional defense points placed not into physical resistance, but into venom resistance. The venom of a jellyfish has the potential to one-shot just about anything, but sea turtle players have recognized that aside from venom and stealth, they're completely defenseless. And so by taking the venom resistance perk, they've got an almost completely uncontested source of XP.
That's IQ. That's IQ.
Now,
I never, okay.
Now, I don't want you to think sea turtles are easy mode. Because they live in the ocean, there are players with high enough physical attack force to pierce their shell. The tiger shark's serrated teeth are specifically evolved to cut through armor. So, a sea turtle needs to rely not only on their armor, but on their size and shape in relation to the shark's mouth. Shark players can only pierce armor if they secure a grab, and so by facing the ungrabbable face of their shell towards the shark, it can repel a strike that would otherwise be a game ender for them. The fact that sea turtles have any good defensive options at all is a testament to the excellence of this build, and it earns the rank of A+ tier.
A+ tier? Isn't that just S tier? Tier, so you lying now, play. Alright, now we got S tier. I thought the sea turtle was the first in S tier, the monitor lizard.
So, without a shadow of a doubt, the
flight react.
best lizard build is the monitor lizard. They have everything. They've got the best stats, a combination of great mobility, power, size, and intelligence. Similar to the iguana, monitor
That's how you talk about me, bruh. That's how you talk about me, y'all. No!
lizards have an extremely powerful tail whip, capable of deterring even top-tier predators. Monitor lizards also have a venomous bite, which again is a rarity in the lizard faction. While not the speediest lizards outright, they do have great versatility in their movement, being able to swim efficiently as well as climb most surfaces, though not to the same degree as the marine iguana or the gecko respectively.
Wait, isn't this the same thing that Ravi got from Jesse, Cuddy?
Their high intelligence enables them to consistently figure out ways to successfully raid
Dude, that is so horrifying. That actually is very unsettling.
the spawn points of other players, and their high defense makes it so they can be rather difficult to stop once they've committed to an attack. This faction also contains the most powerful lizard in the game, a lizard that reaches near dinosaur power levels.
Dude, the Komodo dragon. What did I say will be S tier, Cuddy? What did I say, bro? I know I'm an expert, bro. You heard the music, Cuddy? They treating this man like a final boss.
Komodo dragons are extremely powerful.
Bakugo ass.
They have a venomous bite that, while not as powerful as cobra venom, is still powerful enough to seriously weaken even the tankiest builds. But even without that, they'd be an absolute powerhouse. Their tail swipes, claw slashes, and thrashing bites can easily shred through the HP of their targets.
Wait, that thing's alive? Oh my gosh.
Their only real weakness is their speed, which, while solid, isn't broken by any means. Still, with their incredible sense of smell, a player can never really truly escape a Komodo that's hunting them.
Huh?
The distance that you need to flee in order to make the Komodo unable to track you down would require you to leave the island server entirely.
Oh my lord.
Last but certainly not least, Komodos, as well as the entire Monitor Lizard player base, understand that their tails are an invaluable weapon that shouldn't be sacrificed in order to escape a battle.
One thing I've noticed about football fans is they all talk like the players can actually hear them.
You're so funny, Gecko. So relatable, so funny.
But when you
Shut up.
Coming up first in S tier is the Cobra build. With impressive base speed, these snakes can actively chase down other players rather than having to solely rely on an ambush strategy. Variants of the Cobra build can spec into moderate aquatic
Are cobras just snakes with dreads?
and climbing proficiency, allowing for particularly well-rounded gameplay. Their fast-acting venom is mostly neurotoxic, but can have mixed toxic effects that melt through flesh and maximize the amount of pain inflicted.
Alright.
Even elephant players, the tankiest terrestrial build in the entire game, can be taken down by the ridiculous amount of sheer toxic damage inflicted by a well-placed bite. While all Cobra builds have forward-placed fangs to maximize venom delivery, Spitting Cobra players can use the only ranged attack in the entire snake class by spraying venom up to 2 meters through holes at the front of their fangs. This move has high accuracy and can permanently blind other players when used effectively. Cobra builds advertise their power by using a unique hood modification, intimidating the vast majority of players away from trying to challenge them in the first place.
So yeah, they're just dreadhead snakes.
With enough offensive capabilities to take on an entire team of attackers at once, it's no question that Cobras are one of the most competitively viable builds in the Snake faction. Next in S tier are Sea Snakes. With full
Really? How are they? Okay, oh, those are huge.
Full aquatic adaptations and special underwater sensory skills. These builds can access hard
Oh, never mind, they're stupid looking.
to reach areas to demolish even the most competitive fish players. Their fangs are relatively small compared to the closely related Cobra builds, but this works in conjunction with a special attack style. Their venom is some of the deadliest in the game, but causes almost no pain, meaning that other players may not even know they've been hit before fatal toxic damage sets in.
I ain't gonna lie, that concept actually is horrifying to me, though. Like, just not knowing if you've been pierced or not. I guess, like, this creature that's, like, venom is enough to, like, put down elephants. I don't know why, but that's always been one of my worst fears. Like, what if a mosquito has, like, I don't know, bruh, like, evil flu or something, right? And it just, like, nibble on my ass. I just never notice, and I just die, like, the next day, you know? That's always been horrifying to me.
While they are effective at using trickster tactics to take down enemies independently, Sea Snake players can also hunt in teams to capitalize on their own offensive potential and compensate for their low individual HP. This build does have a bit of a high skill floor though, and inexperienced players may struggle at playing around the Sea Snake's defensive weaknesses.
So wouldn't that make it down to like A tier?
The Sea Snake build has a unique playstyle that can be hard to master, but with the ability to 1v1 eels and win, this build sits at the top for those who enjoy a challenge. The final build on this tier list is the Black Mamba, with incredibly
The dog Kobe.
overpowered base stats for their class, including ridiculous damage and speed. The Black Mamba is by far the most competitive snake, both in terrestrial and arboreal combat situations. Their speed isn't just with respect to movement. The lethal venom of the Black Mamba takes effect extremely quickly, and can decimate enemies of any size due to the high dose delivered in each bite. Black Mamba venom imposes a variety of neurological status effects, including respiratory failure and vision loss.
So which documentary do you think Kobe Bryant saw to like induce the Black Mamba as his new moniker, as his new like persona? Is Kobe's Black Mamba persona, could that be classified as a fursona? I don't know.
Making them one of the most feared
Kobe was a furry
opponents in direct combat.
Right.
Mamba builds have an extremely aggressive and fast-paced playstyle that leaves little room for counterplay, especially considering that their HP and defense stats are among the highest of any Venom users due to their large size. While they don't have any unique moves to speak of, Black Mambas dominate by using strategies common among Snake players, and do so to an exceptionally effective degree. Topping the charts with the highest DPS potential of any Snake, and
that line got fucked up.
Respectable defensive skills to boot, the Black Mamba is the undisputed ruler of Snake builds.
It's doing this on purpose, dog.
Guess who has tons of the best toys and more?
Target. I knew it, Cuddy. Crocodiles and alligators are S tier. I knew it. These prehistoric dinosaurs, Cuddy.
At the very top of the reptile tier list, we
I knew it. Both of them, not even crocodiles, just both alligators and crocs.
have the alligators and crocodiles, the two ultimate powerhouses of the reptile faction.
Dude, it must be so nice being born a crocodile.
They've got absurdly
Not needing to like grind.
high base stats and a multitude of utterly broken abilities. First and foremost is their bite attack.
Force, yeah.
The Croc's bite is the strongest in the game, able to one-shot most low to mid HP targets and
I'm looking at it, it's so frail.
deal serious damage even to the bulkiest players.
Ugh.
One of the most important things to note is that this bite deals crushing type damage, making it one of the few bite attacks in the game powerful enough to overwhelm most defense.
That's some shit that would happen to me, Cuddy. An alligator just like eats the front of my car and just devours it, and I call the insurance company. We don't cover that. You have to pay out of pocket. Kill yourself.
Defenses. Even the high-level armor seen in build.
That is so horrifying, dude. That's just some kid who's like a massive TMNT fan and just like watching this video in horror, dude. Donnie! Ref!
builds like the turtle and armadillo. But as powerful and damaging as the croc's bite is, crocodilian players aren't actually optimized for direct damage. In fact, most tank builds can recover from a single bite without much consequence.
Really?
The crocodile's strategy revolves around being able
being an assassin.
to bring down large targets, usually ones that have enough HP to survive several powerful attacks. That's why, despite having the strongest bite force in the game, in terms of pure DPS, a croc's bite is surpassed by sharks due to their serrated, blade-like teeth. While a croc definitely could spec into this type of tooth, for the relevant matchups, the crocodile's curved, conical teeth are more useful. These teeth make the crocodile's grapple much more difficult to break out of, and this is where the crocodile's ability to take down tank builds really shines through, as their infamous grapple combo, the death roll, is one of the most powerful attacks in the game, and can tear through the HP of even the bulkiest players. Let's continue with the croc's other strong points. The most important ones are going to be the two abilities they use to maximize their effectiveness in the water, both for stealth and mobility. First, their rudder-like tail grants them a massive speed boost while swimming.
Dude, that is actually horrifying. Looks like a speedboat. You know, remember that one scene in SpongeBob, like the movie with David Hasselhoff?
This is what shifts many a matchup in their favor when in combat in
it's so over, dog.
the water, as most of the croc's potential targets easily outmaneuver it on land. And second, their nostrils and eyes being situated on the top of their heads grants them the unique ability to remain almost completely hidden underwater while still remaining vigilant of their above-water surroundings, and allows them to keep their stamina topped up by not forcing them to hold their breath. Because of their crazy high stats and stacked ability pool, crocodiles and alligators remain.
No debate. Only debate is the water snake. I get it. Like, it's very good. But at the same time, the high skill level might just make it A tier. All that work just to, like, you know, get no diff by this crocodile monstrosity and the Black Mamba. Black Mamba. Like, these are the top tiers that look top tier. These little Suicide Squad kind of this little Z team ass like little creatures, they look trash. I'm surprised this one, I'm still shocked this one's not even like D tier. It looks dorky.
The ultimate reptiles. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you may have noticed that some of the content in this video was a bit familiar.
Yeah.
Yet vastly improved. If you like that, you'll love what I have coming next.
What do you have coming next?
Tier
Me?
Zoo Remastered.
The hell?
I'm
Zoo?
creating a bunch of videos from my first few years of content creation, updating them to the quality standards of my modern YouTube videos.
Alright, bet, Cuddy.
Re-recording the audio and redoing many of the visuals. In some cases, even updating the video scripts as new information has been discovered about these animals.
Dude, imagine like there's been such a Jurassic shift. Like what if the F tier creatures in the old video just became A tier, S tier?
These fully remastered versions will debut exclusively on Nebula, who have
shout out to Big Neb
graciously partnered with
who's the LeBron of Nebula
me to produce these updated videos. Nebula is all about quality. Not only are they helping me remaster my old work, they're also funding hundreds of shoot-for-the-moon style dream projects, including some of my favorite originals, like Mad Kings, a docu-series about dictatorships by real-life lore.
That's very random, but go off.
And Scav, a documentary about the largest annual scavenger hunt in the world by the Wendover team.
They found a One Piece.
Nebula is running its literal biggest deal ever.
Alright. Fellas. Lady, you're not gonna have to ad play? I'll let it play off camera. But fellas, this is a good video. How long has this video been? The original video is 40 minutes. Oh my god, it's been an hour. Oh, y'all finna be mad. Y'all finna be mad. Nah, I'm playing. But bro, it's gonna be back. I gotta take a massive piss actually, so I'll make this outro brief.